As they come up for quite a fast start, and they're away. It's Marcus Armstrong that takes him into the first corner. Looks like Cranston's trying to get it inside, but he has to back out. National Schools champion of Ryan McPherson takes the second position.
And Armstrong's getting away here. They're going to have to be careful that they don't hold themselves up too much and let Armstrong get away.
Exactly, because if Armstrong gets away, I think that's the game over. But McPherson's got a good start. He's clear of the bunch.
Nothing silly on this first lap so far.
Armstrong is got a little bit of a gap, but
he's not.
McPherson is travelling with him.
He's not got away like he did in that last race, so this is good for McPherson. He needs to really get right onto the back of him. And
Caleb Cross dives under inside of Cranston. Good pass, nice and late, but makes it stick. So that means North Island champion Caleb Cross is now into the third position in front of Jacob Cranston.
It'll be good for Caleb to get up onto the back of these front two as well.
McPherson putting the challenge to Marcus Armstrong. I definitely want to see a fight up for the front in this one. Looks like he's strong early. We'll see how the kart lasts the 17 lap final. Yes, the National Schools champion is definitely reeled in Marcus Armstrong.
He's right on the back bumper now. Looks like they're bridging a little bit of a gap to that second group.
Interesting to see how that National Schools champion kart lasts for the 17 lap final. Looks to be out the blocks and going pretty good. But of course it is a 17 lap final, Richard.
So it's, yeah, as you say, it's not a short race. You've got to really manage your tyre and manage how you're going to be aggressive.
So McPherson is actually taking the lead here.
We completely missed that one. He's just gone, and he's putting his head down. He wants to try and make a lead. He's obviously
Armstrong,
as we mentioned, he's
hasn't
got aggressive to start off with.
It hasn't worked out for Armstrong like he would have wanted. Although Armstrong dives back down the inside of McPherson. They come out of the corner side by side. McPherson's got the crossover on him. The old switcheroo.
They've got to be careful here because they're going to get bloody sucked up by this second group. Yes. Cross is almost right on the back bumper already, so they've got to be careful of that.
Well, they're definitely taking it to Armstrong early as what they needed to do if they wanted to have a good chance at this. McPherson making the early charge.
He's tucking his head down. He really wants to get away.
Yes, they tuck their head down to get the optimum aerodynamic advantage as they go down the straight. Also minimises the drag behind them. So we've got a 6-kart sort of breakaway here. Not quite line of stern, but definitely within a fighting chance as Jay Buckley is right behind Che Nan. It's McPherson, Armstrong, Caleb Cross, Jacob Cranston, Che Nan. That's your top 5.
That first 6 there seem to have paired up, and they're going to need to work together in those little groups and try and keep moving forward.
Yes, and there's 3 arrows in the top 3, followed by Jacob Cranston's Tony Kart. So there is a Manufacturers Cup for this event. Points are added up from the top 6 positions of the kart manufacturers, and there is an award at the prize giving on Sunday night. So it'll be interesting to see if Arrow do take it out for the following year.
A couple of guys just came together outside the commentary booth there. Not sure who that was. So Armstrong's not letting him get away. Cross is nearly back onto the back bumper of Armstrong.
Yeah, so Armstrong hasn't pulled away like we thought or might have predicted early on in the day.
Still 10 laps to go at the end of this one, so certainly not even close to over yet.
So 2 South Islanders out in front. Well, sorry, the top 3 are South Islanders. So McPherson in the lead. Armstrong still there. His car looks to be getting a bit faster now, Armstrong. Maybe it was a bit slidey early, but maybe they've set the car up for the later part of the race, as
Naidu was making a move there on Natal, but he hasn't made it stick.
and we've got side by side. So Armstrong had a little look there, but it's still McPherson in the lead. And then I think, yes, Caleb Cross has got into the second position. So Caleb Cross capitalised on Marcus Armstrong's little pass or little late dive there at the bottom hairpin, and he's gone to second position. So Armstrong it's definitely not going the way he wanted, but Armstrong's pulled out of the draft, gone straight back into second position in front of Caleb Cross. Jacob Cranston is there with the bunch too.
They're both racing out of the WKS team, Cross and Armstrong, so they're going to want to work together to try and at least make one of them win this title.
Exactly, and I just saw Marcus Armstrong wave his hand, so come with me, let's try and get the National Schools Champion of Ryan McPherson.
He's got a little bit of a gap now, so it's important that they work together to catch back up. Be interesting to see if that National School Champ card of Ryan McPherson is able to hold this pace. He's obviously set the card up to be fast at the beginning. Will it hold on?
Marcus Armstrong was a 10th quicker that lap.
See, this is what you could be seeing now. Armstrong setting his card up to be fast at the end, which is what really matters at the end of the day, who's fast at that later stage.
So this is a close one, this one. They come down the hill. So there's 4 karts in it now. No one's really broken away. There's a 4-kart sort of bunch. One has really broken away from that bunch. So it consists of Ryan McPherson, Marcus Armstrong, Caleb Cross and Jacob Cranston.
And even Armstrong's getting his head tucked down now. That's not something you usually see him doing, so he's obviously working now. Oh, he's thrown it down the inside there and he's taken the lead.
Yeah, it's good pass.
Oh, and looks like McPherson run a wheel there.
So Armstrong really wants to put in some good laps now to get away, and he has. Because Caleb Cross has gone down the inside of McPherson, so Caleb Cross is trying to follow Armstrong through.
This is exactly what Armstrong needs now. He needs to break away, get a little bit of a lead so they can't get into his draft.
Exactly.
6 laps to go at the end of this one, so
Cross is looking strong here. It'll be interesting to see if Cross can bridge the gap between Armstrong and himself, which he has.
He is flying, Caleb Cross there.
North Island champion. Looks like the NS kart of Ryan McPherson might start to grip up now. It was quick early, but it'll be interesting to see how his kart lasts. So we've got a 2-kart race out in the lead. Marcus Armstrong, Caleb Cross. Very impressive of Caleb Cross. His first North Islands, he went out and won it, and he's looking strong here at his first Nationals in juniors.
He is right on the back of Armstrong now.
So Armstrong's having to work for this. Yes, and Caleb Cross. Impressive drive from him. Making this one count. As I've heard through the grapevine, this will be his last Nationals in karting before he moves up into race cars. So he's eager to make his last Nationals count at the Blenheim kart track.
So we have got 5 laps to go now. Armstrong leading Cross ahead of McPherson, Cranston, Buckley, Nunn, Polishek and Drysdale round out the top 8.
Caleb really needs to stick on with Armstrong if he wants to make a dive for the last lap. Oh, he's good around that sweeper.
He's not quite close enough there to make a move.
Got 4 laps to go here in this junior.
He's having a little bit of a look back there. He knows that he's got a gap now. Smart racing from those 2 Canterbury drivers.
But Cross is right on the back of Armstrong now as they come across the back straight. As they come down the hill, Cross, he's looking good. They're pulled away from McPherson and Cranston now. Their karts might be starting to go off. Be 3 laps to go as they cross the line now. Caleb Cross looking good here. Like I mentioned before, there'll be one thing to catch up to Armstrong, be another thing to pass as he goes for the move.
And he's made it stick.
Caleb Cross, fantastic move at the end of the sweeper. Armstrong will be looking to come back at him though, as he does, straight back at him. He should have defended that line, but he hasn't. And Armstrong's gone straight back to the lead. So maybe Cross went early there, and that's done. That's allowed NS and 31 to catch right back onto the two of them. So maybe a bit early. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, possibly. And look, they've got to be careful, like I mentioned before, if they get sucked back into battle with those guys in third and fourth, you know, that's their chances gone. Cross certainly's got the speed to do it.
Yeah, so Cross right in the back of Armstrong. He's going to have another look, is he? No, he's learnt his lesson. He's
straight back on the back of him, though, and that was a bit of a gap that he's pulled in that one lap, so he's certainly got a bit more kart speed.
So everyone's having to work at 110% level here for this final. The top four nose to tail now.
And it'll be one lap to go at the end of this lap, so if you're going to make a move, you're going to have to do it soon. I imagine that Armstrong's going to run defensive for the last lap.
He will. He will. So last lap order out. Armstrong has a little look behind. Let's see what Caleb Cross can do. And Armstrong goes defensive there, but he's slow out of. He's putting his kart in the right place here as Caleb Cross tries to do the crossover. As Caleb Cross going right round the outside Armstrong. Armstrong must have bogged out of that last corner. Caleb Cross is now in the lead. The last lap, excellent drive from Caleb Cross.
And Armstrong's gone back again. He's dropped back 2 more spots.
So his kart must have bogged as he blocked into that inside line. It's going to be Caleb Cross, North Island champion. He comes up to the line. Fantastic drive. Caleb Cross wins from Jay Cranston, Marcus Armstrong third.
What an impressive drive from Cross.
First Nationals and Juniors, and I heard it will be his last as he's moving to race cars, so he's definitely done himself and his dad proud.
Armstrong will be gutted with that.
He would.
He was on there for the win, and just seems he got outsmarted there a little bit by Caleb.
I feel, especially with those Yamaha karts, if you've got quite a lot of fuel in them, and you block and you slow the corner down, they can sometimes bog, and that's what I feel what happened with Marcus. Unfortunate for him, but well done on Caleb Cross with an excellent race. He'll be stoked with that.